Hello, welcome to Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh's Kids Club at Home. My name is Kate and I'm happy that you're here. It's May, which means it's Remake Learning Days. Remake Learning Days is a festival of learning experience for children of all ages that are engaging, hands-on, equitable, and free. If you would like to find out more about programs hosted by organizations in our region, you can check out the link in the last slide of this program. In today's activity, we are going to make a cardboard boomerang inspired by the one in this book, Cardboard Box Engineering, written by Jonathan Adolph. In this book, there are projects that span all types of engineering. There are some that move mechanically, like this really cool robot hand. There are some that change sight and sound, and there are even some games that you can make, like this bouncy skeet ball game. For today's icebreaker question, I would like to know, what is your favorite type of art activity to do at home or at school? Though I don't get to do it very often, I really like painting. I enjoy dipping the paintbrushes into the paint and making different strokes and layering the colors to make some different textures. Painting is something that takes a little bit of preparation and getting everything set up because you need the paint, the brushes, water, paper. I used to have an old easel that I would paint on when I was a kid and a teenager. Have you ever painted on an easel before? Please let me know, and also put your favorite art activity in the comments below. Also, don't forget that we'd love to hear about any activities or projects that you're interested in, and we can incorporate them into future Kids Club at Home programming. Thanks. In today's activity, we will be exploring aeronautics. What is aeronautics? Well, it's a big word that means the science of designing and building things that fly. So obviously, airplanes wouldn't be included in that. But today we're gonna make a different type of flying apparatus. We're gonna make a boomerang. So a boomerang is actually designed to do a loop in flight and then return to you. That sounds pretty cool, right? So it uses the same thing as airplanes, lift and thrust to go into the air, but it uses rotation as well because it's going to do a loop-to-loop in the air. It's going to spin. So the wings create the lift, as is the case with airplanes, and they create an upward force as they spin. That circle flies in what is called a gyroscopic precession. See, I'm learning new vocabulary as well. So if you could see the boomerang close up as it spins, you would see that the wings on the opposite sides are doing two different things. So one is flying against the wind and the other is flying with it. And that kind of gives it a little bit of tilt, and that causes it to turn and then hopefully come back to the thrower. So, hey, we can only try and find out, right? For this activity, you're going to need scissors, you're going to need glue, and you're going to need some crayons or markers. And you're also going to need some scrap paper, and the most important thing you're gonna need is a piece of paperboard, which is the type of cardboard that is used for cereal boxes, tissue boxes, and other food products. See what you have at home that you could use, but please make sure that you ask for permission first. So to make the initial shape of your boomerang, you're going to need a stencil. So there is a stencil provided in this book. If you don't have the book, you'll need to make your own stencil. So roughly, I would say that the wings are about 1 inch thick and maybe about 2.5 inches long. So once you have, and of course they're all symmetrical, once you have your stencil, so I already traced my stencil from here, then you're going to trace it against your paperboard, and you're going to cut out your boomerang stencil. So I'm actually going to make 2 because they say that it helps if you glue 2 together so that it's a little bit more sturdy. Let's give it a shot. I just want to remind you that when children are using scissors or glue, or they're manipulating any types of arts and crafts activities, as we are today, they're working the smaller muscles in their hands. They are using fine motor skills. And children in grade school are still developing these skills. So doing these types of activities is a great way for children to take the opportunity to practice this. And of course, fine motor skills is going to help with writing, but it's going to help with all sorts of other things like getting dressed, tying your shoes, doing anything that requires using those hand muscles and dexterity. Now that we have our colored boomerang, we are ready to incorporate some aeronautical design into it. So you may have to experiment to see what works best for you. We are going to gently bend the wings, the wing flaps. So if you bend them up very gently, just very gently, that is a dihedral angle. And if you do the opposite and bend them down very gently, that is an anhedral angle. So pick one. I think I'm going to choose the anhedral. I'm just going to bend it very slightly. Now, when you're ready to throw it outdoors, it's going to take some practice. You're going to start with the tip of one wing in your fingertips with the upper side facing you. You're going to pull back your wrist and you're going to quickly fling your boomerang forward. Just know that if it doesn't work the first time, keep trying. It may take you 3 times, it may take you 10 times. It'll probably take you some practice to get your technique. So keep trying. That's okay if it doesn't work. Mastering aerodynamics is hard work. And also don't throw it in the house. Reading a book that connects to new science vocabulary is a great way to reinforce that new vocabulary. So today I am recommending 2 biographies of Katherine Johnson. So you may know that Katherine Johnson was a pioneering Black mathematician, an aerospace technologist, aka also a human computer that worked at NASA starting in 1953. She was excellent at complex math. Computers, as we know them today, just weren't being used then. So Katherine Johnson's natural intelligence paired with her curiosity, her ambition, and her persistence made her a valued part of the United States' mission to explore space during the Cold War. She calculated the path of the first manned spaceship to orbit the Earth, and then Apollo 11, which was the first and only flight of men to land on the moon. And after that, She continued to work on every space mission until she retired in 1986. So if you would like to learn more about her, I'd like to show you 2 biographies of her that are available on Hoopla. So this one is Counting the Stars by Lesa Cline-Ransome and Roald Colon. So that is a great one. And then there's also, that's an audiobook. And then there's this ebook that's just titled Katherine Johnson, written by Eboch. So if you are familiar with Hoopla, you may know that Hoopla is actually completely free with your library card. But if you need help getting a library card, you can always give us a call at 412-622-3114, and a librarian would be more than happy to help you get signed up for your card. Or you can also chat with us through our website. Either way. I just want to remind you again that Remake Learning Days is happening right now, and there are so many different exciting free programs that they're doing. There are virtual programs, there are in-person programs. There's just a tremendous diversity of things that you can do. You can refine your search by program, age group. Like I said, they have virtual and in-person. They even have some hybrid programs. Also, connected to Katherine Johnson, I put a link for NASA. NASA has a really cool website for kids. It's called the NASA Kids Space Page, and it's full of activities, information, and games about our planet and the universe. So thank you again for joining me today for Kids Club at Home. Like I said, don't forget to tag us. If you put a picture of your boomerang on social media, tag at Carnegie Library. And keep an eye out for grab-and-go materials at your neighborhood CLP location. And I will see you next time. Thanks.